Hello, welcome back to the Twits. The last chapter we'll review had called The Great Glue Painting Begins. Muggle Wump took and had his family, the roly-poly bird and the rest of the birds outside, help him paint the ceiling of the Twits house. He's in a hurry, he's acting a little bit crazy and manic, and he's not taking any guff of anybody, which he continues to do during this chapter. And he has done he's trying to make it where the Twits are going to stand on their head, just like he's been standing on his. Now, we don't know how he's going to do that yet. So we start our next chapter, and of course, we read the title first, and we look at all the pictures. The title helps us get an idea of what the chapter is going to be about so that we can have that in our mind as we start reading. And then the pictures help us visualize what is happening in the chapter. And looking at the pictures and looking at the title and reviewing to yourself what you have read helps with comprehension, helps with your understanding of the story. So, this chapter is titled, The Carpet Goes on the Ceiling. And so they've answered the great question, what is going on the ceiling? The carpet. Why? We don't know yet, but we'll figure it out. Okay, now we're going to look at the pictures. Now, there are only two tiny pictures in this, so I've got to have to move it around a little bit so you can see it better. Okay, in the first picture we come across, we see Muggle Wump giving directions to all the birds and the monkeys. We see there's a lot of furniture in the room. We see there's a whole lot of birds, which actually made the work a lot easier last time, so we're happy that all those birds came in. And then we have another tiny picture. And we see that the birds are pulling up on something, and I'll tell you it's the carpet. They're pulling up on the carpet, and Muggle Wump is jumping around looking crazy. And those are the only two pictures in this chapter. Now we're going to go over the vocabulary for this chapter. There's not actually as much as you'd think. Now the first one is a whole slew of words, all of them meaning crazy, being dotty, balmy, batty, nutty, screwy, wacky. All of those words mean crazy. Now some of them obviously wacky, screwy, nutty. We've all heard those here in the United States. But the word batty, you can sometimes hear that. But balmy and dotty are 100% UK words, I'm pretty sure, for crazy. Okay, so rubbish. Rubbish is also another UK kind of word, and it means garbage, trash, the way that we say that. Now, they also use it as a slang for somebody talking nonsense, somebody saying something crazy. You're talking rubbish. You're saying rubbish. You're being crazy. You're saying something ridiculous. Okay, and then we have enormous, which means very big. If something is enormous, it's very big. The Statue of Liberty is enormous. The time it takes for me to get done with this is not enormous. Hoisted, lift up, pull up. That's what that one means. So, let's try to read this chapter. The carpet goes on the ceiling. What now? They all said, looking at Muggle Wump. Aha! Cried Muggle Wump. Now for the fun. Now for the greatest upside down trick of all time. Are you ready? We're ready, said the monkeys. We're ready, said the birds. Pull out the carpet, shouted Muggle Wump. Pull this huge carpet out from under the furniture and stick it onto the ceiling. Onto the ceiling? Cried the small monkeys. But that's impossible, Dad. I'll stick you onto the ceiling if you don't shut up, snapped Muggle Wump. He's dotty! He's balmy! He's batty! He's nutty! He's screwy! He's wacky, cried the roly-poly bird. Poor old Muggles has gone off his wump at last. Oh, do stop shouting such rubbish and give me a hand, said Muggle Wump, catching hold of one corner of the carpet. Pull, you nitwits, pull! Nitwit means somebody who's not intelligent. The carpet was enormous. It covered the entire floor from wall to wall. It had red and gold pattern on it, and it is not easy to pull an enormous carpet off the floor when the room is full of tables and chairs. Pull! Yelled Muggle Wump. Pull, pull, pull! He was like a demon, hopping around the room and telling everyone what to do. But you couldn't blame him. After months and months of standing on his head with his family, he couldn't wait for a time when the terrible Twits would be doing the same thing. At least that's what he hoped. With the monkeys and the birds all pulling and puffing, the carpet was dragged off the floor and finally hoisted up onto the ceiling. And there it stuck. All at once, the whole ceiling of the living room was carpeted in red and gold. That's the end of that chapter.